Like I said, I am the second the ads are done, we're just going straight for it. I rambled, so we're gonna try and get through a little more. I also am kind of afraid to read the journal entries because, like Kat said, Kat got like a major spoiler, like the journal updated too soon, premature journal updating. And I just don't want to get spoiled, so we're gonna avoid the journal for now. You should be okay now. Okay, let's check. Let's see. Ready. Okay. Actually, I don't want to read all this. I take it back. I don't want to read all this right now. We'll just go. We'll talk to Persephone one more time, and we'll talk to Freddy. There's not much to it though. It's more reminds you what's going on. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll just keep going for now.
People will talk.
Like I don't want to read all that. Also, thank you for that follow. During BRB, we'll come on in.
Wanted to keep our relationship on a business level. Yes, I help you.
I want more than business. Business of smooches.
Though I don't know what you could need my help with.
Oh, I'm sure I'll figure something out in time. Now that
I want business time, right?
To ask? No, not really. I'll
yeah,
see you later,
the reading can be done off stream. Okay. Persephone said I'm done talking to you. Let's talk to Freddy. And we'll go do paint. Tomorrow's Wednesday and everything, right?
Hey, so what's the news, Miss Muse?
Oh, that's cute.
Miss Muse.
Well, does a muse have a proper form of address? I just want to hear what exciting adventures you've been having.
I love Freddy.
Well,
Freddy, if Persephone doesn't work out romance-wise, I want to
love.
smooch Freddy. Freddy's great.
And she died.
Man, I
just
always
think
miss the
she's
really
neat.
good parties. Here I was, sitting at home, just
Oh.
reading a book. Everything else okay, though? Do we know who the killer is yet?
Not just yet, no.
Okay, well, let me know if there's anything I can do. If I have to hustle to become your high priestess, well, so be it.
Like, yay. I was just saying. Also, I hope you can hear me. I feel like you probably can. My captions have just completely decided to take a nap when I BRB'd. But I think you can hear me. Yeah, you can hear me. Cool. The captions will come back. I'm so sorry that they decided to take a nap. Sometimes they do this. They'll be back. There they go. Why does that happen? I don't know. But anyway, captions are back. Yay. What do you know about the gods?
Exactly
Naptions,
how much
yes.
do you know about the Greek gods, Freddy?
I know my Greek mythology, but what I've read clearly doesn't line up with who
God
they
and their
are
high
today,
priestess, right?
or who they ever were. Maybe.
Her eyeliner is also
Still might be
impeccable.
useful. There's got to be some truth to those stories, right?
Maybe. Who do you want to hear about?
Apollo, I guess.
What about Apollo?
Okay, so the prophecy stuff checks out. Apollo was god of the sun and light, but also
that
kind
Freddy's
of
the
enlightenment in general.
Greek
He's always
myth
talked
gay.
about as this beautiful and cultured god involved with the arts and the muses, kind of a Renaissance man before the Renaissance.
He's clearly had a rough time since those days.
Well, he was also a giant horn dog, Grace. I can list off like a dozen men and women Apollo has had as lovers, and there's probably more.
Weren't they all like that, though?
That's true.
I mean, Apollo's no Zeus. He never assaulted anyone as a swan.
Freddy's
And no,
face
they
at that.
aren't all like that. Our sun god had a reputation.
That's something. What about Persephone?
Tell me what you know about Persephone.
Honestly, she's the least like her stories. Usually, she's either a victim or just the wife of Hades, or both.
And that's it? She was kidnapped by Hades?
Yeah, that's what women get in stories.
Pretty much. Her mother was so angry, she created winter. But otherwise, Persephone was just your average sweet and virginal fertility goddess.
Ugh.
You're right. That doesn't sound like her at all.
Must be hard to be defined by this one thing that happened to you thousands of years ago. I'd be pissed if everyone thought my story ended there.
Right?
Well,
I
she
agree.
is pretty pissed. That much is true.
Greek mythology media needs more Zeus bashing. 100%. Zeus is not the good guy. Zeus is a jerk. I think Zeus should get the treatment that Hades often gets in like Western U.S. sort of media. That should be Zeus, not Hades. Right, but in Disney's Hercules, he's great. Honestly, I do love Disney's Hercules though. That is a good movie. That definitely spawned my love of like Greek mythology
You said
stuff.
Pan was some kind of lust god, right?
I was a baby
Kind
when that
of.
came out.
Pan's a god of the
Well, not
wild,
a baby,
and
baby.
I guess that translates
young.
into a sort of lustfulness and
Who put the glad
earthiness,
in gladiator?
humping nymphs in the forest sort of
I
thing.
can't
And
sing.
you don't like him.
Honestly, he's exactly what I'd expect him to be. All the stories say he's a lech and a beast. The Christians equated him with the devil.
Who
Weirdly,
Pan?
he's also the only god who's supposed to have died, though it's never really clear how or why. Anyhow, there's a great statue depicting Pan having
Freddie
sex with a
really
goat.
doesn't
Next
like
time you see him, you
Pan.
gotta ask him about it.
It's almost like caricaturely like intense. Somehow I now have every song from that stuck in my head at once now, and I'm here for it. How do you? That's your power, all at one time. You have my axe.
Just how many of these gods are there? From what I've heard, lots of idols live around here.
Well, there are tons of minor gods in Greek mythology. Hundreds
There
even,
are
depending on how you
many
define
gods
them.
in general.
Oddly, there's never any mention of the word idols in relation to them. Maybe it's like how people worshipped idols?
I sort of assumed it was related to the eidolon.
Which is a Greek word, but I think it means ghost. An image of someone after
The
they
Christians
die.
called everything the
Makes
devil,
sense.
though. No, that's true.
Me? I'm more amazed at all the big
You're not
names
wrong.
missing. Not just Zeus and Hades, most of the Olympians seem to be gone. Makes you think about what's been lost. But also, what might still be out there.
That's surprisingly profound. Thank you, Freddie. Ask about Calliope.
Do you know anything about the Muses? Or Calliope in
I
particular?
mean,
Yeah, for starters, there were supposed to be 9, though I guess there are some sources that said there were only 4, maybe 3. Each of the muses had her specialty. Did you know that Calliope is supposed to be the muse of epic poetry? She inspired the
okay,
Odyssey.
that's where I was getting writing from, because
Wow.
that's less
I don't
music
even
and
like
more
poetry.
poetry.
Yeah,
but
it was said her singing voice was unmatched.
well, I guess epic poetry is
So they got
sung.
that part right, at least.
Did she also lead the ancient Greeks in giant choreographed dance numbers?
No, but she once turned a bunch of snobby princesses into magpies, so there's that.
As you do.
What about Athena? Is she really supposed to be the goddess of wisdom?
Sure, but mostly that's meant as tactical knowledge. Athena wasn't all sweetness and light. She was a
Hey, big and
warrior
fork, no
goddess.
worries.
She
No
was also
apologies
the
for being
goddess of
late.
heroes.
You're doing good.
There are loads of stories where Athena helps guys like Odysseus or Jason or Perseus.
No female heroes back in those days?
Yeah, I guess not. Women were the weaker sex, which maybe is why Athena was portrayed as being vindictive.
Boo.
She cursed Medusa, one of her own priestesses. She turned people into spiders, struck them blind, started the Trojan War. It's the whole thing.
Not being as wise as advertised is on brand for her. then.
Hey, I still think Athena did it. That's my like armchair guess is that Athena did it because she's the most Karen, like the most Karen about it. The most I want to speak to your manager, like live, laugh, love in the kitchen on like a little plaque energy from that woman. So I automatically distrust.
You think there might be other gods out there?
Well, there are all those gods the idols say wandered off. We don't know they're dead for sure, right? They could be living it up in Australia. Who would know? Then there are all the other mythologies.
Is that a reference to
hundreds
her?
of cultures, each with their own
Felicia Day is
pantheon.
Athena?
So what's so
Oh my
special about the
God.
Greeks? That only
I
their
know that.
gods are real, right? And all those other pantheons could be living in secrecy, just like the idols. And that means they're hidden from each other, too. Oh, they could be everywhere, and no one
Thank you,
would
Freddie.
know.
Athena is one of my
It's
favorites
like
from
a
the actual
whole other
mythology.
secret side to the world.
Same though.
Yeah, it's cool, right?
For the longest time,
I hope we get to meet Ganesha one day. Or maybe
I had a
Lakshmi.
car that I named Athena. I
I wonder how much of those stories are true.
was also
Yeah,
wondering
it's
about
hard
other
to
gods and
say.
pantheons.
I'm
Yeah,
giving
for
you
sure.
the quick
Same.
version. There are reams of textbooks out there covering all this, but even they rarely agree with each other.
They could be
Really?
leaving themselves
Nothing
space to
definitive?
do another musical game,
Ancient
maybe in
Greece
this
was
lore.
3,000 years ago, Grace. Not much information survived all that time, if it was even valid to begin with.
So how are Kaz and Brian? Like, you know, the other two members of our band?
What are Kaz and Brian up to? You didn't tell them anything, did you?
No, I told them you came home, that you're okay, but that you're having a moment. They send their love.
Should we tell them, do you think?
What for? They have their own problems. Plus, Brian can't keep a secret to save his life, and Kaz is officially homeless.
Rip.
Is he still crashing on Brian's couch?
Grace, you do know that Brian doesn't have a couch, right? Just some giant beanbag things?
Then where is Cass? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cute. They'll tell us when they're ready. But right now, it's best just to not mix him up in this.
I was like, the way they put the like his arm around him, it's like, come on, let's go back. I was like, oh no, those are boyfriends. Those are baby boyfriends. And they were roommates. Yeah, they're roommates, you know? The way me and Ian are roommates. Romantically inclined roommates. Yeah.
I should really apologize about the band.
They didn't
This kinda
know
puts
they
a
were
dent in your
dating,
plans,
right?
doesn't it?
You're
There was
right,
only
Grace.
one
How dare
bed.
you sabotage my dreams? I am so mad I could spit.
You
My
know what I
favorite.
mean. Nobody could have seen this coming, sure, but it's always been something with me.
Well, as I see it, there are two ways this goes down. One, neither of us gets back to the band. It was just a thing we did for a while before I founded a cult in your name. Or
Freddie is
two,
great.
we get back to it, and the band now has the Muse as its lead singer. Edge of Elysium becomes the coolest and most appropriate
Okay,
band name
but Freddie's
ever.
got a point.
Ugh, I still really hate that name.
Look, Grace, you can't be the source of all the drama and name the band, okay? That's the rule.
Okay, Freddie is great and I love her. I love that she's super
You know
chill
what's
with both
weird?
of those options.
That the idols have managed to remain completely secret all these
She's
years.
just rolled with all of this really
sure, they
well.
have magic and whatnot, but in all this
I
time,
really wish I
nobody's found
romanced
them
Freddie,
out.
right?
Athena is
Gotta
that
do
good.
another run through
Who
of it.
says nobody has found them out? The way I see it, it's like UFOs.
Okay, I have to hear this.
Okay, so you could have real evidence that UFOs exist and that governments have covered it up and people still wouldn't believe it. Why? Because they'd get laughed at if they admitted it. Imagine
this one
the
whistleblower
headline. Greek gods exist and
did
are
that
living
not that long
among
ago.
us. What website would even run that?
Weird conspiracy ones. Yeah, you're right.
No more questions.
Okay, that's enough questions for now.
You sure? I can talk all day. You know I can.
I'll check back with you soon, Freddy. Time for more mystery
Hey,
solving.
Freddie is cute. I wonder if you get like a romance sing song with her there. Will Persephone tell me to fuck off again? Let's see. Or just like maybe if Freddie's dialogue changes anything.
Well, if it isn't Grace appearing at my doorway once again. A pleasure, as always. Something specific on your mind?
No, not really.
Ah, okay, bye.
I'll see you later, Persephone.
Can always check if she'll tell you to fuck off. Yep, she told me to fuck off. Okay. I do love when she tells me to leave. All right. So now we're going to do Pan's quest. Kat did say that this was much nicer, less intense than Aphrodite's. Aphrodite's quest was very intense. If you missed that, I let her choose. I picked the one time I didn't pick the charisma option, though the charisma option and the clever option seem to have resulted in the same thing. So now Venus is the new Aphrodite. Yeah. So I don't think this is gonna be as intense as that. And I love Pan, so let's go. I'm ready to swoon.
I'd say hello, Grace, but I'm afraid that look on your face might be catching.
Wow.
What is this place?
It's a garden, darling. Surely even mortals have them.
This building.
It's the same
All those
tree that was
people I
in
passed getting up here.
our little song with him
Are
in
they
Act
all
1.
idols?
Oh, at least some of them. Welcome to Olympus, dear Grace.
Oh.
Our home hidden away in plain sight. Marvelous, isn't it?
Is Olympus hidden?
I've passed this part of the city 100 times. I've never seen this building. Was it always here? Or
Our Lady Hecate provides glamours that allow certain things to go unseen.
I like his voice.
Such
Same.
as my glorious home.
I forget who the voice actor is, but I
Olympus is
want to
the same.
say this
Those
voice actor
invited
is also
see
in
it.
Hades.
Those who aren't see
Don't quote
exactly
me.
what they expect. It's not anywhere as
Might
grand as
not
in the
be.
old
Carrie
country,
Payton.
but
Thank you.
it serves its purpose.
Think he's also in Hades anyway?
I don't know, Pan. Olympus seems pretty grand to me.
As if mortals would know any better. This isn't the first time you've been here. I'm sure Hermes took you to Athena's dreary
The
office.
Pan is my favorite. I love a
that's
villain man who is
Huh.
Good one,
unapologetically
that Hermes.
questionable, morally
Almost as
ambiguous.
dull-witted as the original,
Love it.
but biddable.
How many idols are there?
How many idols are there? I've met, what, less than 12?
Oh, I don't know, 20, 30. Our numbers have dwindled so much I've stopped keeping track.
I didn't know there were that many gods.
We're not all equally legendary, it's true. Some idols were barely worshipped.
I know
others
him
not
as
at all.
Drebin from,
Indeed,
I'm
not
assuming
all
Metal
of us
Gear
are
Solid
idols.
4.
Some
I have never,
are
here's
merely
my admission,
immortal.
I've never played a Metal Gear.
Hangers on, if you will. You'll meet them all.
My confession today.
Given time.
Do most idols live here?
Idols live here? I mean, Calliope didn't, obviously. Apollo doesn't either.
One must have special dispensation from Our Lady of Wisdom, Athena, before they can take up a private dung heap.
I
like
still think Athena
Apollo's.
did it.
Am I gonna have to give up my apartment?
That's rather putting the cart before the horse, darling.
I mean, I think that's a
First,
reasonable
must
question
outlive the
if
week.
she survives the week.
Right. Good point. You asked me to meet you here?
I did. Though I feared you might decline, considering your rather callous rejection earlier.
Yeah, sorry.
Regardless, my
I picked
pride
Freddy over
is
Pan.
intact, as is the favor you owe me, which I now wish to collect.
I'm not breaking rules for you. Persephone was right about you. He's the voice of Cyborg. Oh shit. That's why his voice sounds familiar. Thank you. Okay, I love Cyborg, for the record. I am so like most millennials who grew up on like Cartoon Network and like the Kids WB, like Saturday morning cartoons. I really love Teen Titans, like the original one. And like a lot of DC animated stuff. I don't so much love their cinematic, like the movies, not non-animated stuff. No, thank you. Except for Birds of Prey, that shit was great. But I really, really love, I have a lot of fondness for Cyborg from the DC animated universe side of things. Anyway, so that's cool. I don't really like any of these, so I'm just gonna say I was expecting this. I don't want to say Persephone was right about him, because Persephone said that he was the murderer.
Oh, sure. I'm totally in a position to help others right now. Lay it on me.
Here's the thing. A friend has begged for my help, and you're far better suited than I to offer what he requires. I'll give you a key to reach the reliquary where he
The
resides.
reliquary.
You help
Reliquary
him,
has a
then
fun
we're even.
mouthfeel.
If that's not enough incentive, the reliquary is also where you'll find the lovely Hecate.
Ooh.
A sorceress of her power could
Love
aid your
me a
quest.
sorceress.
What do you say?
Love Hecate. Ooh, let's go.
This Hecate. Do you think she could help me?
If she's of a mind. She is the goddess of dark magic, the creator of all our marvelous glamours. If anyone can help you, it is she.
And if she's not of a mind?
Then she won't help you. Grace, that part is up to you. I can't be expected to do everything, can
He's
I?
so snarky. Thank you.
This person I'm to help. What does he want? And why can't you do it?
Well,
Why can't you
Grace,
do it?
there
I feel
are
like it's
some
something you
things
could
you're
ask Pan
better
a lot.
equipped to handle than I. This, as I understand
chair
it, is a
pop.
delicate matter of the heart. One that
My chair is
requires
getting
a
old, so
muse's
now when I
hand.
readjust a little bit, it
A
like
matter of the
pops.
heart.
What, did you think I was sending you to rough someone up? Set something aflame? Don't be absurd. The man has an issue with his love life. Even if you can't help him, I'll treat the effort as worth the favor.
Interesting. That's it?
So that's it? Fix up someone's love life? Nothing trickier than that?
Oh,
Grace,
the
have you
way
ever
you
played a
talk,
romance
Grace.
game? That
It
shit's
makes me
hard.
blush.
Well, it's just that
I trade in willing favors, Grace. If I didn't, no one would want to do as I ask, and then where would I be?
I love him. I love
may
that
seem
slithery kind of
untrustworthy,
logic,
allow
but
me
like
to reassure
it's not
you.
entirely
If I wish you
cruel.
harm,
Like there's a
you will
kindness
walk
to it
into
in
that
there,
harm
under there.
knowingly. and with hope
Grace
and
has
awe.
clearly never seen a single CW show. Fixing people's love lives can take whole seasons. Myth high. Yeah, right? Like, romance is difficult. Okay. I love your commentary. It makes me laugh. Thank you. That makes me happy. I do get anxious that sometimes my commentary can be too much. I know some people like to hear the dialogue, but I'm very ADHD and I have to say words. We're gonna continue our trajectory of until the game tells me stop it. No, really stop it. I'm going to continue smashing the heart options. So we're gonna. You have a very sly tongue.
You're saying you can talk me into anything?
Anything you would enter into willingly and with eyes wide open, which covers.
I'm going
great
to continue to
deal.
smash
Yes,
the button.
That's surprisingly ethical of you, Pan.
I find consent wildly attractive, Grace.
Oh, me too, buddy. Me too. Wow. Huh. Whoo. Is it hot in here? I wasn't expecting that. Visceral. I'm Demi. I love sensuality is like over just direct, like sexual explicitness. Sensuality gets me more. So like, hi. Woo. Oh my goodness. Oh no. When did we get this command? Hold on. Both of these commands, I forgot they existed. Oh my god. What is a reliquary?
What is this reliquary? Doesn't that have something to do with the bones of saints or something?
Not
Can we get
those
Pan's voice
relics.
actor an award for that
Our
one
relics.
line though? Can
the
we
relics
please?
of ancient
Right?
gods, magical treasures collected over thousands of years.
That was very hot.
Books,
Wasn't
maybe.
ready.
We store them in a faraway place so no one unsavory can get their hands on them.
I do love me some books.
Unsavory like you?
Unsavory like most. Athena has decreed that these relics are not to be used by any save Hecate.
I still think
herself.
Athena's the baddie. And this is a whodunit.
A rather
Who killed
dull waste of
Calliope?
so
We
much
have
amassed
Calliope's muse
knowledge and
powers.
power, but
I still think
who
it was
am I to
Athena.
judge? I'm not leader of the chorus.
Athena's my suspect number one.
If these relics are off limits,
Pan's
does that mean
too
they're
obvious
dangerous?
of a choice. Everyone's like, Pan
Some,
did it. I'm like,
but
well,
I'm
the
not
trickster god is
asking
the
you to
obvious
chase
one.
after
Trickster
anything
gods rarely do a
nonsense.
murder.
In
That's not
fact,
very tricky.
I'd advise against it.
But what if one of those relics could help me?
My, such an adventurer you are. It's possible.
Athena thought Odysseus was a
ask
cool,
Hecate
fun little guy.
first.
Yeah,
She,
Well,
and I
Athena,
mean this with
in this
complete
game
and
has very
uncharacteristic
Karen energy.
seriousness.
Like
Is not an idol
she's this
you or
blonde,
anyone
very
wishes
sort of,
to
I'd like to
cross.
speak to your manager, please, kind of personality. So I automatically distrust that.
I'll think about it. But no promises.
Yes, we're gonna go do this.
Marvelous.
It makes it even worse,
The
right? I'm
gentleman you
telling
seek
you.
is named
Don't
Asterion.
trust the Karen vibes.
Lovely fellow, quite harmless. Now, if there's
Wait,
nothing else
did he
you
say
need-
Asterion? Okay, hold on. Wait. Asterion is in the Minotaur? My beloved boy from Hades, the other game? Is Asterion in this game too? And again, smash the romance buttons.
What? No offer to dance this
Time
time?
to get horny on me.
Would you, if I asked?
I wouldn't say no to a bit
His-
of fun.
This voice actor needs to be careful with that
A
tone and like
marvelous
asking
attitude.
questions. Oh my goodness.
You'll go far with that. Now, if there's nothing else you need.
Hi. I'm bisexual. My sexuality can very much be summed up into like the Pan to Persephone range. All of that is very good. What do you know about Medusa?
That depends. What can you tell me about
Now that we've taken the
Medusa?
flirt option, give me the lore.
That is a rather peculiar subject change.
Her name came up at Aphrodite's party. I'd like to look into it.
You'll find Medusa at a dingy little club appropriately named the Viper's Nest. Give her my regards. Do tell me you'll be careful if you go there, Grace. Medusa is a hideous creature and should be treated as such.
Okay, so I like what they did with Persephone. Persephone whole ass murdered Hades because he was an abuser in this one. Already very upset about how they're handling Medusa though. Like Medusa is one of my personal favorites. How fucking dare you? They do Medusa kind of dirty, not gonna lie. No, justice for Medusa. Okay, we're gonna flirt again though.
I'd swear that was you being concerned for my welfare.
Somebody should be, don't you think?
I can handle myself.
I do love this about you. So capable, so heedless.
His voice is just
I'll
so
send
sultry.
a package to your domicile
Like,
that
hello?
contains directions and the key you'll need to reach the reliquary.
Why does nobody ever
He said
treat
no
Medusa
promises.
right?
Well, if you
Something
decide to
wanna be
go,
handled
Grace,
right?
you'll still need all those things. Say hello to
Euphemius
darling
I'm gonna get
Hecate
on main,
my
but it's
behalf,
fine.
will you?
So we got like 4 flirts there. We're gonna go back to Persephone for 1 second. He was staring directly at that booty. He sure was. No regrets. She's probably gonna tell me to go away again, but
Ah, Grace, there you are.
oh no,
Did you end
okay.
up going to see Pan after all?
He asked me to repay the favor I owe him by helping someone at a place called the Reliquary.
The Reliquary.
This is Persephone.
normally
You can
off
see why
limits
I
to
want to
humans.
date her.
How will
She
you
is a
even gain
romance option.
access to
Pan
it
is
in
also
order
a
to do
romance
this
option.
favor for him?
He gave me a key.
Well, who knows where he got
Welcome
that?
on in, Raiders. Hi, hello.
It
If
all
you
seems
are new
rather
here, my name is Belle, or
suspicious.
Space Valkyries. I'm a queer variety streamer in science fiction and fantasy writer, and today we are playing Stray Gods, or rather, Val flirts horribly with all the gods until the game tells her not to, and then they won't listen. I'll still do it anyway. But welcome on in. How was the art going? What were you drawing or creating? Let me know. Also, Fluffy, hello. Deary, hi. Also, Mander, welcome on in. Oh, I love the things are getting serious. That's a good pun raid title. How are y'all? If you do not want Stray Gods spoilers, please do keep that in mind. We are like midway, maybe towards the end even of Act 2. So we're kind of fairly far into this. So do keep that in mind. Yeah, I was gonna say this game also has some CWs to keep in mind. I was gonna say I know some people maybe want to avoid spoilers. This game is very good. It's very fun. You get to smooch the hot gods. So keep that in mind. But yes, there are also some serious topics. We've kind of passed sort of a section of serious topics already, so it's kind of more less intense right now. But these are just kind of the topics that could come up. Just kind of keep that in mind. But yeah, I hope you had a good stream. You were drawing, what were you saying? Sorry, let me scroll up and read it. We drew a duck wizard who stole a magic hat. That sounds really fun. That sounds awesome. I do love me a duck wizard. That does make me think of Kingdom Hearts a little bit though. Just because of Donald was the magic user in that game and never healed me on time, the little shit. But yes, have a good lurk to avoid spoilers. And in a series, if you got a raid and run, please feel free to do that. So don't forget to stretch, hydrate, take your meds if you've been hanging out with Sirius for a while as well. But yes, I am going to resume the game. We're going to continue forward. So just again, if you don't want any Stray God spoilers, look away. It was good to see you. Hi, bye. But we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna try and get through a little bit more of this before I go what do you call it? Go find someone else to raid, but I would like to get a little further in this real quick. We'll probably be done in about 20-30 minutes. But yeah. So thank you. I hope you have a good rest of your time zone series. I think you're also East Coast like me, so I hope you have a good evening. It's getting to evening. Yes, hi bye. Will there be trouble?
If it's off limits, does that mean I'll get into more trouble if I go?
Possibly.
Do have
But that
things,
doesn't
that's
mean you
true.
shouldn't.
I lost track of
Hecate
time.
runs the reliquary and has considerable knowledge at her disposal. She
Promise
might
not to go
assist
too
your
long.
investigation, provided it's written in her bloody book.
Her book?
You'll see. Now
Well,
then, unless
okay.
you've something else to ask.
No, not really. I'll see you later, Persephone.
Bye, Persephone, you're cute. Yes. We'll Actually, what? Maybe we should just kind of end it now. We're right at 3 hours. I know we kind of rambled a little bit for one section. why don't we... Kat, how far are we in Act 2? Like, how much more of the game do I have? How do you can you, 'cause you beat it, I know. An hour at... Oh, okay. So cool. Yeah, okay. Then we could probably finish this game on Friday. I think, yeah, this might be a good spot to wrap that up. So then we can just kind of take a little longer on Friday, because I do have some stuff to go write and finish up. Hi, I'm a sci-fi fantasy writer, and I may or may not have some good writerly news to share in a bit. I don't want to like say it yet, but I might be doing a thing. That'd be pretty cool. But I do have to go work on that. What do you call it? So I probably should be good and not push it. So we will finish this up. We'll finish up Act 2. It sounds like we can finish Act 2 for sure. What do you call it? On Friday. And hopefully Act 3 isn't too long. I heard that Act 2 was kind of the longest bit, but Act 3 was maybe a little better. So we can hopefully get through most of, if not all of the rest of the game on Friday. Fingers crossed. I'd like to see how this resolves. I want to see if I'm right. I want to see if Athena is in fact the murderer, or if I'm just, my distrust of Karen types is leading me astray. I want to see if my whodunit vibes are accurate. I like to try and guess. So we'll see. But yeah, I think this is a good natural stopping point for the stream. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, Sirius, to have to also kind of raid and run as well once you got here. But thank you so much if you have been hanging out this whole time, or if you came in on a raid and you like the vibes. I super appreciate it. But yes, thank you for the fun musical stream. We'll have to see how all this resolves on Friday. For now, those are all the places you can find me. Thank you so much for the socials command. I'm also on Blue Sky and co-host at Space Valkyries. You can find me most places at Space Valkyries, honestly. If you would like to keep up with me, the best way to do that, honestly, with all the social media turmoil, I do have a newsletter now. I am going to start, I'm actually going to put out an update soon. I try to do it like monthly to every other month. So that way, if you did miss something, like I'll put it all in there. But yeah, and I also have a narrative thoughts coming out in like a day. I just need to finish it, about Boss Game. And I like to write narrative analysis and kind of talk about queer indie games, especially, and why they're so cool. So, or just games in general. I talk about a narrative thing. I would do other media, but with the strike and stuff going on, fuck yeah, strikes, by the way, unions are great. But I don't want to mess with potentially crossing the picket line on accident by talking about media from instruct sources. So we're sticking to video games, though I do think video games should unionize at AAA games. Get that union shit going. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Unions are good though. The games industry should have way more unions. We're gonna get ending scene. Find someone to raid.